in a rare occasion. It's a lot of y'all faking. Then read those books, heard those lectures. Negroes, get yourself together, let's grow. You conscious now, let's grow. You conscious now. Read those books, heard those lectures. Negroes, get yourself together, let's grow. You conscious now, let's grow. You conscious now. Cops killing stores, all the more.
Bro, they taking me up through this? Okay. No homos or transgenders. Go see who's also the fix. The Pan-African psychologist. Maybe he can help you find a cure. I'm in Botswana's elegant resort. Beautiful queen, structured gorgeous. The perfect for black male absorption. How much truth comes from the study? If the LGBT fund the study, just asking as in use scholastic skills acquired in higher classes. Open and magnify your glasses. Third identify them faggots. Saying folk are cool. That's power and control over you. Then read those books, heard those lectures. Negroes, get yourself together, let's grow. You conscious now, let's grow. You conscious now. Read those books, heard those lectures. Negroes, get yourself together, let's grow. You conscious now, let's grow. You conscious now. Oh, man. Man, oh, man. My ancestors woke me up this morning. They say, son, you do know what time it is, don't you? I said, what time is that? They said it's wartime. Welcome to the war front. Brothers and sisters, it's your brother, the one and only irritated Genie of Southeast, back live in the saddle. You know, we were doing it for 7 years straight, non-stop. Maybe if we missed 10 programs, if we did that, but for us now, your brother's back. Yes, sir. How you doing, my good brother Jermaine? Good to see you, brother Mendici in the house. Good to see y'all, brothers and sisters in there tuning in right now. Fantastic. You know, it's been 7 years that we were doing the Warner Horizon program. Initially, we actually started doing the program in WL. I don't know, many people don't know that. We started the program WL. We had our own Warner Horizon program. We had a lot of great programs there. Then we left and went to Live 365. We had just any number of fantastic hosts over the course of the years, from King Samir to my beautiful white queen, Nefertari, who was blowing them up in Philly and eventually ended up leaving WRD and coming on the Warner Horizon programming station network. Just so many sisters. Angela Freeman, Brother Louis Ali in the southbound lane trying to get our people free. Brother Omawale Rupert over in London. I know I'm forgetting a bunch of people, the Barudis. I mean, just imagine the honor of having Mama Ya and Baba Barudi as actual hosts of a program on your network. So we've been doing some phenomenal things. See a lot of people tuning in. Let everybody know they can tune on in here. I want to give out a little bit of information about how you can get into this program. First of all, you can go to elifemedia.net. I want everybody to go to eLife. Well, you know what? Let me do it. I'm going out of order here. Let me stick in my order, proper order. And just to let you know, this is the initial program. Okay, we're doing Chopping It Up with the Genie. So you're gonna be able to actually call in. This is beautiful. All my brothers and sisters listening in London and across the world, overseas. We used to do our program 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Once we transferred to the Straight Black Pride Movement Network, can't forget that. I'm a little rusty. Y'all see how we doing, but I just gotta say some shout outs. We were my brother Emmanuel saying shout out Black Power. Fantastic seeing you in the house, brother. Brother Bernie Mac, yes sir. Good to have you back, brother. we transferred to the Straight Black Pride Movement Network, and now we got some phenomenal programs. We want everybody out there to tune in. Tuesday night starts it off hot every week with the Straight Black Survival. Brother E.J. Jones, former NFL football player. Now the brother is actually a weapons trainer, and he's training our people on how to properly secure our Second Amendment rights to the Constitution. Right down there in Atlanta, and he does a program phenomenal. The first hour he talks about weapons training and support, and then he talks about everything about survival. The next 2 hours he has a special guest usually. It could be about food preparation. It could be about self-defense in the home. It could be about education. It could be about any number of things. You want to tune in 7 to 10 p.m. Every Tuesday night. That's Brother E.J. Jones, Straight Black Survival. Then on Wednesday night, we have Straight Black Queens with our sister Tasha Lane and our beautiful sister Mari out of New York. The Queens come on, and man, they just bring a different vibe to the whole station. You got that fire in our sister Tasha. You can't get more fire than our sister Tasha. Now that's when fire was fire. That's like when it's too hot for the fire itself. And then we have, of course, our sister Mari, who's cool and calm. There's a little bit of fire underneath there. You better watch it now. I done seen the fire, but just watch it. But she's cool. And together, you just get a beautiful program, and they have some excellent, outstanding guests. You want to check that out. 7 to 10 p.m. again every week. And then 7 to 10 p.m. on Thursday night. Well, you know how they come. Them Brooklyn bad boys. And probably the meanest warrior in the gang. It's a sister, too. I know, brothers. We supposed to be doing our part, but Sister Keisha came up. We wasn't, just like Sister Tubman came up. We wasn't doing it. She just had to step up. Just like Yah Santiwan did it. We wasn't doing it. She stepped up. Just like them Kandakes did it. We weren't doing it. They stepped up. And Zinga said, hey, look, nobody should be a slave. And she stepped up. We got that Sister Keisha in the house. So now Tad and Keisha and our brother Young Ashe, man, you ever heard this brother's poetry? It's phenomenal. Thursday night, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Program you really want to tune into. Straight Black Talk. And they straight talk. You want to talk about straight talk. We think we're doing straight talk. That's that old school Nation of Islam back in the 50s and 60s. Malcolm would say just straight talk. Don't be confusing nobody about nothing. Talk to them straight. So want to remind everybody you can go out there to support the War on the Horizon media. We got all our media out there. Really what we have for our people is a new mind. We don't just have some information. My sister Fulani, how you doing, Queen? All right, we don't just have just basic information. What we have is information that's a new mindset for the African world community, all 100% related to African survival in the 21st century. If we're going to survive the 21st century, we got to be very, very, very keen and aware of what we're facing and the threats that we're facing. And unfortunately, not enough African people know the threats that we're facing and understand them. So what we say is, instead of taking you away from all the hard work you're doing, taking care of your family, going to school, working to pay those bills, trying to build things in our community, we know people are working hard. Everybody doesn't have the time to go and do all of their own research. It's just not realistic. So what we do, we go do the research. We put it into a bite-sized portion that you can sit down and chomp on. It's some big pills to swallow, but you take some water with them, you'll be okay. And then you can have your mind right to say, I know what is coming at me as an African on this planet, as a black man, black woman, black child on this planet. I know what I'm dealing with, and I can do something about it. And that's what we want to do. That's what we do. We arm our people to be able to do something about what we're facing. Not just have to know that things are happening, but to know what are we going to do to survive the 21st century. So that's another thing that we want people to know that we do. So go to waronthehorizon.com. If you go there now, we have our brand new DVD. What I would say is the best. Give me one moment, brother and sisters. We got a brand new DVD. It's a 3-part DVD. I would say it's the compilation of all our work. I'm really proud of the work we did. It's called Pizzagate, the New Slave Trade. It's a 3-part DVD that breaks down the most important information that black people need to know anywhere in the world in 2017. I'm going to say it again. If you have a black leader in your community that's not talking about what's on this 3-part DVD, then you don't have a black leader. And that's what we're going to talk a little bit about today, Pizzagate, so people can really understand where we're going and what we're dealing with. So we'll talk about that. But you can go to waronthehorizon.com and you can purchase it. You can either get it electronically sent to you, You get all 3 discs electronically through email. One email, you can download them right to your computer and keep them for posterity, or you can get the hard copy sent through the mail. It'll take a little longer. You get that electronic copy within 24 hours. But that hard copy is going to take you about 7 days or so at the maximum to receive that in the mail. But you got to have this. It is imperative that every black household in the world have this, because this is the full context of what we as African people really need to understand we're facing in the 21st century if we're going to survive. So you want to go get that again. That's waronthehorizon.com. Also, for those that interested and say, well, I'm going to just come on out and meet you, Irritated Genie, and purchase something direct and live, you can come on out to Everlasting Life. That's at 9185 Central Avenue, Capitol Heights, Maryland, 20743. Again, 9185 Central Avenue, Capitol Heights, Maryland, 20743. Come on out, get your vegan food, do that good eating for that good everlasting life. You want to live forever, have your spirit feeling good, your body feeling good, mind, body, and soul, and then we can do it like that. So come on out to Everlasting Life. You can see yours truly, Irritated Genie, Mondays and Friday. I'm here sometime during the week, and the first Saturdays every month we'll be here. Also, want to tell you to come on out here and check out Malik Fashions. If you want jewelry, let me tell you, we got a sister here, Al Kamar, here at Everlasting Life. She's here Tuesdays through Fridays, and the first Saturday of every month. She has the best jewelry at the best price you can possibly imagine. You haven't seen and won't see anything like this anywhere else in this region or anywhere else around the country. So you definitely want to come on and check her out. Also, the first Saturday of every month, right here at Everlasting Life, right here in, you got the restaurant part, and then right across you have a little space where you can come and sit and eat. Also, we do lectures and things like that here. The first Saturday of every month, come on out, is the Eli Solstice Shopping Bazaar. And basically you have between 15 and 20 vendors out here selling anything you want. You want body butters, you want bracelets, you want earrings, you want bags, you want clothing, African clothing. You name what you want, it's going to be here. It's a African bazaar. Nothing bizarre about it though. It's beautiful. You can see lovely things being sold here. Want to come on out and support. Again, we want to ask you to come on out and support Everlasting Life. Our brother Dr. Baruch doing really, really, really big things, brothers and sisters. This brother is a restaurant owner, not just one restaurant, multiple restaurants. Really, we talking about empire here, franchises. And I'm not talking about that thing you watch on TV when I say empire, but we talking about a brother that's doing some phenomenal things. If you want to watch this live and also see a lot of other different programs, what you're seeing here today, not only can you come on down here, not only can you tune into Facebook Live when I'm doing my program, but you can go to elifemedia.net. Again, elife, E-L-I-F-E, media, M-E-D-I-A, .net, not .com, .net. elifemedia.net. You go there and you can not only watch this live while it's streaming, you can see all the old programs. This is our first program, but we have a lot of different programs that comes on this network. And if you're interested in having your own program, let's say you, for some wild stretch of the imagination, think you can outdo a program better than Irritated Genie. Now, we all know that's not going to happen. No can do. But let's say you think that you could do something like that. Well, it's good that you have some desires and you have, you're an optimistic person. I like optimistic people. So go ahead and be optimistic. Come on down here, elifemedia.net. Thank you, brother, for putting the link. Brother just put the link right there on the Facebook Live. You can hit that link and you can go there. And you can also come down here to Everlasting Life or go to that link and send a message. You can actually have your own program down here where you can actually live stream. When we have it all set up, this is our first program, so we're not going to be doing any videos today. But we're going to be doing programs where we actually going to have people from around the world, Facebook and Skyping in. We have multiple angles. I mean, this is a state-of-the-art. Let me just say it like this. We've looked around and actually done some research. There is no studio in the world this size that is doing the things that this studio can do. We have not found one place in the world. It is amazing what can happen in here. So we had a little bit of technical difficulties with a few things that went on this week. But what you're going to start seeing in the weeks to come, we're going to have multiple guests. We can zoom in on the different guests. We're going to have multiple angles with the cameras. We're going to have people coming in from London and everywhere else around the country. Matter of fact, I want to say a shout out to all my brothers and sisters in the UK. You've been wanting to tune in, but we remember when our programs were at 7 o'clock to 12, 7 to 10, that was 12 to 3 your time. Well, these programs now are from 2 to 4 p.m. every Monday. So you can tune in at 7 to 9 p.m. It's the perfect time. You're off work, you done had dinner. You can sit around with the family and get some great dialogue. And you can also call in and talk to us with the program. As a matter of fact, anybody that's interested in calling in, we got the lines open today. You can call the phone number 641-715-3640. Again, the dial-in number 641-715-3640. And then the participation code 948-656-pound. Again, that's 948-656-pound. Now, if you look on the Facebook Live that we did this program with, you'll actually see it there. The number will be there, 641-715-3640. And then again, the participation code, 948-656-pound. And I'd actually like, because we got a lot of people listening out there, even if you can't talk long, I just want to test and make sure that we can hear it. And so I want everybody, because I see we got a lot of people. How you doing, Brother Javon? Good to see you. I want y'all to help me test it out just to make sure that we got everything live and direct. So somebody call on in. And once you call in, then we want to test to see and make sure that that everything goes well. And that we can hear you, and that the people out there that can hear you as well. So if somebody can call in and just test for me, I know you're at work. I know. You're on the plantation. You just got to make sure Master not looking. Tell them you got to take a bathroom break. Don't these slave masters let us go to the bathroom anymore? No, but I definitely want to test it out. So just let me know when you call in. Again, the number 641-715-3640. That's 641-715-3640. Participation code 948-656-pound. So that's what we want people to know. Also want to let people know what we're doing. What else we do? We got so much stuff going on over here at Everlasting Life. This is really the place to be, brothers and sisters. To be honest with you, this is the place if you're in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area to be. In addition to this studio that has live programming, we also, every Monday night, so this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a double dose of Irritated Genie. You got this Facebook Live right here from the studio. We're going to have all kinds of guests. In fact, if you're interested in being a guest on the Choppin It Up with the Genie radio program, live program, send us a phone number, send us your email at liberation@waronthehorizon.com. Again, that's liberation@waronthehorizon.com. Say, hey, this is what I do. I'm in the local Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. I'm in the DMV, and I have something that's a benefit to black people, some information to share, or a business that I'm doing. We want to invite you every week. In fact, every week, we're going to have 2 hours of program. We want to at least do 15 minutes of any business person if we can. So we're going to try to open it up to let people know about your business, what you do, get you in the studio, and give you 15 minutes worth, and boom, we're going to get into our programming. But we want to make that a part of our standard part of our programming. Also, you get a double dose of Genie on Monday nights. Monday 2 to 4, we're going to be doing every week, unless we don't tell you, and if there's a reason. 2 to 4 each week, you're going to get Chopping It Up with the Genie right here live on eLife Media. And again, we're Facebooking it live, and you can go to elifemedia.net to see it streaming and see all the other fantastic programming that we have there. The brother Dr. Baruch is running out here at eLife Media Studios. And also at 6 p.m. on Mondays, you get the second dose, which is Chopping It Up with Genie live, where I'm here live with brothers and sisters coming out here, and we dealing with everything, all kinds of things. In fact, if we had our video working today, I was going to actually show you. We just did another Straight Black Garden. But if you go to Facebook, Irritated Genie of Southeast. Again, that's Irritated Genie of Southeast on Facebook. If you go there, then you can actually see where we just did a garden in the local area. Real nice, put up a fence and everything. Because his brother got deers in that area, him and his wife and his child. So we building these straight black gardens for these straight black families. It's beautiful. Growing our own food is magnificent, brothers and sisters. So my brother sent in, my brother Kevin Austin, South Carolina in the house. He said, praise and eternal glory to God belong to the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad and straight black pride. That's what I like, man. We in the house. We doing it. So I want to remind people to go to waronthehorizon.com. Go into the store. Once you go into the store, you can get the electronic copy version. They can get through email, or you can get the hard copy sent through mail. We have so many DVDs that are good for you. All right, my sister Fulani put the number back up so people can call in, and I got a few people that just called in. So I'm going to go to It looks like a New York number 4593. Let me try to bring you on live and see if we can hear you. 4593. Are you with us?
He's King. It's Sister Fulani. I'm in and always supporting. Peace.
Oh, much love, sis. How you doing?
All right. So glad to hear your voice. I would gladly accept your challenge on the presentation. I used to do a show with a brother in Texas, Brother Hezekiah Muhammad, and we talked about black families. I got really into it, but he had a lot of things going on, and we couldn't keep him going. So I sit around and I talk a lot to people who seem to not be interested in how I view our community and what's happening.
Okay.
And it'd be awesome to get an opportunity to see if I can get a different more religion and Muslims. They have a different kind of modesty when it comes to how we need to approach the situation, and I guess I was a bit much.
Well, let me ask you this. So where are you located?
I'm in the Bronx, New York. Born and raised in South Carolina, though.
But okay, you're born and raised in South Carolina, but where are you now?
In New York, the Bronx, South Bronx.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. What I'm gonna do? First of all, we got this program, so anytime you want to call up in live and give your contribution, of course, you're totally open to do that. And then, if you let me know what it is you're interested in talking about, we'll do a topic. Or if you hear a topic that you think is up your alley, you can do a little bit of co-hosting. We can run it. You can ride shotgun, and we can chop this thing up and talk to the people.
Oh, that'd be awesome. My passion is I'm a single mom. I spent my whole life being an EMT. And recently I started growing vegetables, so I'm a little bit all over the place, but I just love family. I love black families. And I know most of our foundation these days is just the mom and the kids, and we got to, kind of deal with that. So that's what we've been tackling on the, it was called Healing Black Families, our podcast.
Okay, Healing. Well, let me ask you this, because we have a Straight Black Pride movement. You've heard of the Straight Black Pride movement.
Oh, yes.
And we got a chapter in Brooklyn, right?
I didn't know that. I only knew about your Maryland chapter.
Yes, we actually have a chapter. We got a DC chapter.
I need that information. I'm in Brooklyn all the time.
Okay, if you because you would be right. Look, they do things with the children. They actually brought the African American Museum down here. Like it or leave it. They actually did a field trip. A busload of people came down from New York. So we got a strong chapter leader. We got a strong leadership. A sister named Keisha that used to be with the UAM. I mean, super strong sister. Brother Tad is the leader of that chapter. We also have King Simon that does all the promotions up there. That's part of the chapter. So we got a real strong team up there in New York. As a matter of fact, what I'll do, are you on my Facebook page?
Yes.
Okay. Send me a message to get the information for the New York chapter of the Straight Black Pride. Matter of fact, send it on. Are you on my personal page, or are you connected with Irritated Genie and Southeast page? Or both?
Irritated Genie and Southeast.
Okay, then send me a message on there. Send me a personal message. Say, hey, I want to connect with the New York chapter of the Straight Black Pride movement. And I'll send you all that information out. You can connect with Brother Tad and Sister Keisha. And also, they have a program every Thursday night, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the Straight Black Pride movement network. It's Blog Talk Radio. It's blogtalkradio.com/SBPM for Straight Black Pride movement. So you can listen to that and check them out. And I mean, they be bringing in New York style. It'll be something you'll like.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm in transition, so to be a lot of guys, and I'm definitely have a lot of momentum. It's not really sure, so I'm going to get that you just mentioned, and definitely go with the Brooklyn chapter. I spent a lot of time of ideas with this time to move. So I'm sending you a message right now.
Fantastic. Well, I really appreciate you because you were the first person to call up here and the first one to get through and actually help us test the system. So I owe you something. So I'll tell you what else to do. This is what I want you to do. Send an email to liberation@waronthehorizon.com. All right?
All right.
And I want you to say, this is Sister Fulani. I'm going to just tell you, do you have the email written down yet or no? Yeah, you're breaking up on us a little bit, but yes, liberation@waronthehorizon.com.
Okay.
All right, and basically what I want you to just do in there somewhere is say, hey, look, you know, I was the Sister Fulani. I was the first caller on the Chopping It Up with the Irritated Genie program, and the brother said he would send me a free electronic copy of Effeminization of the Black Male Reloaded.
Oh, blessings. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, remember, make sure you say it free. It's Effeminization of the Black Male Reloaded. That's the 2014 version. It's hot.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. I'm doing that right now.
All right. So stay in tune with us, and then we'll get you back on the program so you can ride shotgun for a whole program with us. All right, sis?
Appreciate it. Thank you. Peace. Enjoy.
All right. And one more thing. Tell us in the email to add you to our email list. That way we get permission. We don't ever want to add anybody without being asked to do that. That way you'll know everything we're doing all the time. All right?
All right. Well, you have Fuji reaching to add me to all of your programs. I'm front and center.
Say it again.
I'm front and center.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, my sister. Good hearing from you.
Peace. Bro.
Peace. All right. Now, to my people on Facebook that's listening, could you let me know if you could hear her? Did you hear my sister Fulani? Did it come through well? And while you doing that, give me a note. Let me know something, because I see there's a bunch of y'all out there. I'm going to go to my sister Kiana Williams. I'm sorry. I'm going to go to 88. I'm going to go to another New York number here. Let me see. Is that the same one? Let me see. Hello? Is this the same number I was just on? Is this my sister Fulani or no? Oh, wait a minute. Let me get back used to this. Hello? Were you already on, or is this a new number? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, yes, sir. How you doing, my brother?
Oh, praise, it's me. Praise and eternal glory to God. He's on the spirit of the most honorable Dr. Khalid Abdul-Muhammad.
How you doing, my brother? Good to hear from you, brother. That's my brother Emmanuel, isn't it? I know that name. I know that voice.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. That's my middle name, though. I'm from Isaiah.
Oh, brother Isaiah. Okay, yes, sir. How you doing?
Yeah, it don't matter, though. I'm great. Be before your family. I wanted to, I had some ideas for the Buy Black Friday. Like the thing that you had mentioned on one of your live videos. So, economics is something that I'm real passionate about as far as our people. Like you said, people on the plantation right now, they can't call, so that kind of ties in too. But definitely the buying black, because I've been, like in the last 30 days, I've bought more black than I have in like probably my whole life. So I'm really seeing how powerful it is. So I got some ideas to push the Buy Black Fridays initiative. So, I'm gonna contact the program in the future for that, to get my little 15 minutes of fame with that.
All right. Well, we're gonna do that Buy Black Friday. Buy Black Friday, I think it's a phenomenal idea. If we can really get some energy under that, and get black people around the country and around the world to say, hey, look, on Friday, I spend my money with my own folks. That'll be a good way to build some energy to building some black economic self-independence. So that's an excellent idea, brother. I'm glad you called with that. Now let me ask my people on Facebook. Like I see my brother Kevin Austin. Do me a favor. Let me know if you can hear Brother Isaiah or not, and let me know. Spell it out so I know what you're answering. Say, yeah, we can hear the callers, or tell me no, we can't hear them well, or just give me some feedback so I know if you're able to hear the people or not. All right. So please spell it out for everybody. People are saying yes, but I don't know what they're saying yes to. So I need somebody to just spell out a whole sentence and let me know what's going on and how we doing. All right, go ahead, my brother. You got anything else for us, brother Isaiah?
No, sir. That was it. Just love what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. And Black Power.
All right. Black Power, brother. Thank you for calling in. It's Chopping It Up with Genie. I see I got my brother EJ. I must be doing something right. Whenever you got a brother, the quality and the strength of an EJ Jones tuning in. This brother used to run through him on the football field, say, get out of my way. I'm going that way. And now that brother got another way to say, get out of my way. But you might not mean, it's easy to get away from the situation right now. So people saying it's loud and clear. That's beautiful. Thank you all so much for that. I had a couple of callers just drop. I want you to call back in. Come on, call back in. The phone number 641-715-3640, and then the code 948-656#. Again, that's 641-715-3640. Participation code 948-656#. Also, what I want people to do is I'm going to let you know what we're talking about, and you can tune in tonight as well. We're going to really be talking about Pizzagate, and that's going to be our topic even for today. That we're going to talk about. I don't have any videos to show you today because we don't have the video thing set up. But trust me, in the weeks to come, it's going to be a very phenomenal program. It's going to be so interactive. We can bring in people live from across the world to talk about what's going on across the world, and then we'll have us here. We have our live guests in studio. We can come in through Skype. There's just so many different things we're able to do. We can play our videos so you can see instead of me telling you what it is. You can see it for yourself. So it's going to be phenomenal. Again, tonight we're going to be actually here live at Everlasting Life, 9185 Central Avenue. You want to come on out here tonight to see this thing on Pizzagate. We're not showing the whole 3-part DVD. We don't have time to do that. We're just going to show highlights from it. But more, we're going to have a discussion about the relevance of it. You know, why is this relevant for our people to discuss? Why is it so important for us to understand? Why is it so important for us to talk about this and know what's going on in the world? Because it's 100% relevant to our peoplehood. So let me go ahead now and just break this Pizzagate thing down a little bit so that people who are not familiar with it and don't understand, you know, I hear people, why do they call it Pizzagate? And what is this all about? Oh, you know what? You know, this is one of those days I'm getting back in the saddle, so I got to get used to it. I still got a few more announcements to make. So for brothers and sisters who are in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, you own your own home, or you are renting and you have rights to the land and you know to use the land. If you're interested in growing a garden, we support brothers and sisters here doing a garden. And basically what we do, we come out for free. I come out, I take a look and see what you're looking to do. Hey, I want to have a little garden right here, how big you want to have it, whatever the case may be. Then of course, you're going to have to pay for the wood. We'll pick it up and all that kind of stuff. The dirt. And then one brother who we get to help us with the labor, because I'm new at this. So you'll be paying him. We did an 8x8 box yesterday. And I would say if I looked at all together after we finished, it was between probably $400 and $500 after it was all done. But that was because we had an 8x8 box. So we talking about 25 bags of dirt we put in there just to get it some good roots. And it was above ground box. We built the box, so we talking about the wood, the screws, and all that kind of stuff, the labor and everything like that. So, you know, and then you can do it, that's about how much it ran. I just wanted to tell people to have an idea. And we got the brother some plants with that and seeds with that. But we have a brother that does natural organic seeds, so it's not expensive. But we come out and help you make something that looks really nice. If you go to Irritated Genie in Southeast, or if you go to Ayo Kimati Facebook page, you can actually see the little video we did of the box that we built, of the fence we built, because they got deer around there. So we can even build something to try to keep the deer out your way. You know, it's hard keeping deer off. Deer will rip a fence apart, but you know, we got something for them. So we built something really nice that we think the brother was very happy, and we guarantee everything. If anything ever goes wrong with something, we come on out for free to help. We don't even really charge much except for one person to help to do it. And once I get knowledgeable enough where I can be totally free to come on out there, you're really just paying for the materials. Because we bring the brothers and sisters out in the Straight Black Pride movement, many of people, or just they come to the Choppin It Up that are interested in learning how to grow food, we all come out and walk through the process together. So no, we only might have one expert coming with us, but for the most part, we have people who are just like you, interested in growing gardens. They might know a little bit more about you. They've started already. And we put these things together, do a nice job, and help people grow food. I got, right now, I got green peppers growing in my backyard. I got bell peppers growing. My hot peppers are growing. I got to snatch them off the tree. You know, and they hot too. I got some hot ones. We got the bell peppers. We got lettuce growing. We got okra growing. We got corn stalks coming up. We got tomatoes that's so high. I'm getting nervous. The tomatoes are going to take the house over. So this is one of the things that we're doing with the Straight Black Gardening. If you're interested in getting a garden at your house, email us, liberation at waronthehorizon.com. And pretty much anything within the DC, Maryland, Virginia metropolitan area, we are willing to come out there and do it. We just got to schedule the time, the date. I come out the first time and look, see what we're going to do. We put it together. Then we come on out with the crew and the team. And again, we'll go get the stuff from Home Depot for you. We give you the receipts so you can see how much everything costs. Our interest is in learning how to do it and building families who know how to garden and grow our own food so that we're not dependent on anybody else to poison us, which is exactly what's happening too often, which is why we love the fact we have Everlasting Life here. Want to remind you, come on down to Everlasting Life, 9185 Central Avenue. You can see yours truly, the irritated Genie, live and in person. I know you look and say, no, Genie, it's not possible. You must be 3,000 feet tall. You couldn't fit in a little building. Like, no, I'm just the irritated Genie, man. The spirit might be tall, but I can walk right in the building just like you. We can chop it up a little bit here, face to face. You can come out and get this delicious food. You can come out and check out eLife Media Studio. Right, you can look right through the window and see what's going on the hotline as we share this great information with our people. Also want to let brothers and sisters know we have a slight change on our Straight Black Love Day. We were going to start with 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But originally when they were doing a power talk, we kind of knew they were doing it. We said, well, we're looking for a small turnout, but it'll be fine. But now that we know that the big time promoter, Rock Newman, jumped in, and now the power talk is, he's also involved. Now we know there's going to be major promotions. We're not even going to play the game. So we said, you know what we'll do? Instead of working against an event that's going to already be big and popular with like 15 or 16 major speakers from around the country going to be at the Power Talk on that Friday, June 23rd and Saturday, June 24th, what we're going to do is we're going to make it one day, the Straight Black Love Day. It'll be on that Sunday. So everybody that comes in town for Power Talk can stay one extra day. They can come on out to the park while we're cooking and having the young people out there. It's going to be a bunch of straight black and proud people out there. It's the Straight Black Love Day. We saying, look, if you're a brother and you like black women, if you're a sister and you like black men, if you're a black child and you got a little bit of self-respect and pride, you want to come on out and have some fun, eat. We're going to have vegan meals and we're going to have regular food. Yeah, I'm not a vegan yet, so I call it regular food. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Come on out. June 25th, 2017. We're going to be at Oxen Run Park, the shelter. And that's on 2300 Oxen Run Drive, Temple Hills, Maryland. So it's right off Suitland Parkway. If you go, if you're catching the subway, you get off at Naylor Road. You can walk. It's about 4 blocks away, not far at all. So come on out. Again, that's June 25th from 2 to 6 p.m. We're going to be in the park cooking out. Even if it rains, we can do it because we got a nice little, the top part, you know what they call them. I forget what they call them. What do they call them things, Roland?
Canopies.
We got the canopy out there, and then we're going to bring our own little canopy as well. So come on out and enjoy yourself. You're going to have a wonderful time. Bring your straight black children. Bring your straight black friends, your straight black neighbors. And again, remember, all they got to do is be straight black and have a little love for our folks. And they come on out, they welcome, eat it up, drink it up, have a wonderful time with our people. So this is going to be something you're going to really get a fantastic job of doing. And I'm telling you, you need to come on down here to this Everlasting Life. I mean, the kind of people that you see coming through here.
I'm looking for a sister.
Roland said he looking for. There's a whole bunch of them come through, even though I don't be seeing them because I'm married.
This is where I work.
This is where you work.
Somebody outside.
You looking for somebody outside of this place? Okay. We got a brother say he looking for him a fine straight black queen. The brother said he ready. It's time. He's ready to settle down. Me personally, I heard it be some women coming through here, but I don't be seeing them because after I got married, it's like, I don't even see women no more. So, but the people have been saying that there was some women that had came one time and they be coming back and forth through the place. So I don't know, it might be true or not. So let me go ahead and come on out tonight. That's Straight Black Love Day, June 25th, 2017. Again, go to Facebook, like the Irritated Genie of Southeast page. Again, Irritated Genie of Southeast. Like that page and you'll find out everything that's coming on there. Here's my sister Portia. How you doing, my sister? Good to see you. Now we got this Pizzagate discussion. So what I'm going to do is this. Just to give us a flavor for what we're going to be looking at tonight, I'm just going to drop a few seeds in there, play a few videos, just so you can hear this stuff. Again, most of the stuff I'm going to show you right now, you're going to be able to see it on Irritated Genie of Southeast Facebook page. You can go there and check it out there. What I'm doing right now, though, I'm just going to play a few things so you can get an idea of what Pizzagate is. Because people really don't have an idea of what this is and how serious this is. And I'm going to be honest with you. from the perspective that we hit it from, it's more important than any other. There's no conversation we can have as African people more important than the merger of sex trafficking, which is predominantly focused on children, and organ trafficking, which again is predominantly focused on young people, because when people want organs, they want young, healthy organs. That's what's going to help them stay alive longer. And right now, as we speak, these two industries are merging. So I'm going to play a clip real quick of a guy named Ben Swan. You haven't probably heard a whole lot about Pizzagate if you're not familiar with this. So people say, what is Pizzagate? I'm going to play this from Ben Swan because he was the only person in the mainstream media that actually came out on the mainstream and talked about Pizzagate and what it was about. He was the only person that came out there and did it. And so I'm going to play this clip so you can get an idea from him. And then we're going to talk about what happened and why this is so relevant to our people. How you doing? You tuning in? Come on in. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor. They got to tune on in.
What do you mean sacrificing the baby?
You know what? This is the wrong one. Let me go to Ben Swan. Give me a moment, brother and sisters. I'm sorry. That's the wrong one. Give me 1 second so I can bring this on in. Give me one. Here we go. There we go.
Pizzagate actually comes from the WikiLeaks release of hacked emails from Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta. In all, WikiLeaks dumped around 50,000 email messages, and it was from those emails that the claims that John Podesta may be part of a child sex trafficking ring come from. And to be clear, not one single email in the Podesta emails discusses child sex trafficking or pedophilia. That is a fact. But there are dozens of what seem to be strangely worded emails dealing with pizza and handkerchiefs. Self-described online investigators say that those words in the emails about pizza and the talk of handkerchiefs is code language used by pedophiles. So how did a DC pizza parlor get pulled into the story? Well, again, read any mainstream report, they indicate that Comet Ping Pong Pizza was somehow linked to this fake story and has no relation to
let me
anyone
ask you a
involved.
question.
But the truth is that's not true either. What media is ignoring is that the Comet Ping Pong Pizza place is actually referenced in the Podesta emails at least a dozen or so times, and that the owner of that place, James Alfantis, is a friend of John Podesta. He's actually named, this is kind of strange, by GQ magazine as one of the top 50 most powerful people in Washington. Yes, we're talking about a pizza parlor.
No.
Let's talk facts here. There is no solid
No.
evidence that
But where the
Comet
headphones
Ping Pong
connect.
Pizza is being used to run a child
Underneath
trafficking
the
ring.
table where the headphones connect.
Okay.
There are some very strange connections between
Okay.
Ping Pong Pizza
Number 7,
and the second
that controls the
pizza
speed.
place in Orzo,
Okay.
Podesta Pizza,
Number 7,
and the
okay.
accusations of pedophilia. Now, this is where things start to get strange when you research this story. Now, to begin, I need to show you a 2007 unclassified FBI document. That document,
You gonna get feedback
according to
'cause yours
the
is
FBI,
up.
contains
Okay.
commonly used symbols by pedophiles to express their preference for children.
I'll get you.
Triangle. That image signifies something called boy love. The pizza place next door to Comet Ping Pong Pizza,
That's
Besta Pizza, well, this was their logo until only a few weeks ago. Clearly, you can see that the Besta logo actually contains the same image, I'm going to show you again, as that boy lover image. Interestingly, after Pizzagate investigators pointed this out, Besta Pizza changed their logo, and there it is now. They've removed the triangle. Also, Comet Ping Pong, owned by Alfantis, is the place where a number of performance artists perform regularly. Two of the groups that perform there, who you can see advertised, by the way, on this Comet Ping Pong poster, include a group called Heavy Breathing and another group called Sex Stains. Well, if you check out the YouTube videos by these bands, Heavy Breathing has songs that do joke about pedophilia, and the band Sex Stains has a video that includes, and you see it right there, that same boy lover symbol. It's nearly identical to the one that the FBI does say is a pedophile code symbol for boy love. As I said, there are some strange things there. As for the owner of the pizza place, James Alfantis, well, he was one time in a relationship with David Brock, who ran Media Matters for America. Well, since Pizzagate began to blow up online, he has made his Instagram profile, Jimmy Comet, private. But an archive search of Instagram reveals a number of strange photographs and words with strange and disturbing images associated with them. Look, to the point where we can't show you those pictures. We're not even going to describe them to you because some viewers would find it too disturbing to share on TV. Now let's talk about the Podesta brothers, because remember, it was John Podesta's email that was hacked. In those leaked Podesta emails, John Podesta talks about his close relationship with Dennis Hastert, the former Speaker of the House, who was recently sentenced to 15 months in prison for abusing boys years ago. He was referred to by the judge as a serial child molester. According to the Washington Post, visitors to Tony Podesta's home in Falls Church got an eyeful when they walked into a bedroom at the Podesta residence hung with multiple color pictures by Katie Grannon, a photographer known for documentary-style pictures of naked teenagers in their parents' suburban homes. And to be clear, that just begins to scratch the surface of how strange some of this stuff is. And bear in mind, we can't get into a lot of the real details of it because of the limits on broadcasting this on television. But it is some very strange stuff. Now keep in mind, again, there is no proof here that there is a child sex ring being operated out of a DC pizza parlor. Investigators have already proven there's nothing to the story, right? Well, actually, no. And that's what you need to know. For all that is here, there has not been one single public investigation of any of this. Not from local police, not from the FBI, no one. And that has to be the big question. Not for Podesta or for pizza parlor owners, but for law enforcement. Based on what may be or may not be here, the big question is, why hasn't any investigation taken place? That's reality check.
All right. So, brothers and sisters, what I want you to do, I want you to sit back for a moment. I'm going to take a little bit of time. First of all, send this out. Facebook, share this. Let people know that we're on live because we want people to tune in. We went down from 30 to 10, so I know a lot of people, you at work, so you had to step back in and go back in. But I want you to tune into this and send it to your neighbors and friends. And, of course, it'll be staying up here, so you'll be able to see it later and watch it. And also, we're going to be doing it this evening anyway. But we definitely want your contributions in live on the radio. I know many people at work, but if you can make a chance to get the call in, again, the number is 641-715-3640. Again, that's 641-715-3640. Participation code 948-656-pound. That's 948-656-pound. What I'm going to do, though, I'm going to kind of give people a brief background of what's really going on. Why is this thing called Pizzagate? You heard Ben Swan there. Now, just so you know, after he did that report, and that was on CBS, all of his social media was shut down, and he has not done anything like that. So he disappeared for a while. They put him back on. He hadn't touched anything because, of course, we can imagine what the difficulty for him might have been in trying to do that. He faced a lot of pressure. But let me tell people what's going on so they understand. Basically, this is what's going on. It is apparent, and it appears that at the highest levels of government, and I'm going to say some names. Again, I'm not saying for legal purposes, I can't say they're doing it. I'm going to say what it appears is going on and what people believe is going on based on what we see. And then you can read between the lines. So let's talk names. We're talking Hillary Rodham Clinton. We're talking Bill Clinton. We're talking the advisor to Bill Clinton and the campaign manager for Hillary Rodham Clinton, John Podesta. We're talking the highest ranking, and we're talking about Barack Obama here. We're talking about the highest ranking people in the federal government have been proven to be linked to institutions and situations and people that are all surrounding the issue of pedophilia. I'm going to say it again. I'm not talking about speculativeness. Now, I'm not talking about what they're doing because we don't have proof of particular what's going on. We don't have any video footage of them doing this, that, or the other. So I want to be very clear here. I'm not saying anything that's libelous. I want to be accurate and fair and reasonable. What we're talking about is that which we absolutely can prove because it's been proven. It's been shown. It's been demonstrated that it's real. We're saying that the Clintons, along with most of the people that they're working with, including, again, we said John Podesta, who was one of the advisors to Bill Clinton, and Hillary Rodham Clinton's campaign manager. WikiLeaks, somebody hacked the emails. Many people believe it was some FBI insiders that know about the child pedophilia rings that are going on in the federal government. Long story short, they hacked the emails of John Podesta. And when they went through the litany of emails that John Podesta had, they started finding some extremely disturbing things. Now, to try to draw, because I got to draw a picture for people. All right. Let's talk about the people that we absolutely know are involved in pedophilia, that are directly linked to the highest people in the White House. And then I'll talk a little bit about why it was so relevant what happened with John Podesta. Okay. If we look at George Bush Jr., GW, and his administration, who was in power from 2000 to 2008, that presidency. Dennis Hastert was the Speaker of the House, directly under George Bush Sr. Dennis Hastert was, I think it was 2015 or 2016, was convicted. I think he did 15 months of being a pedophile. And the judge said and called him in court, "You are a serial child molester." All right, are y'all listening to me? This is the Speaker of the House. This is the individual who goes out and publicly shares the information from the perspective of the White House. Dennis Hastert. You can look him up. Dennis, Dennis, Hastert. Hastert. Dennis Hastert. Speaker of the House. Convicted pedophile. That's one. Anthony Weiner. Anthony Weiner was running for mayor of New York. Was he mayor of New York? No, he wasn't mayor, but I think he was going to run for mayor. But he was a congressman in New York City. Anthony Weiner, who's closely tied to the Hillary Rodham Clinton campaign. In fact, Hillary Rodham Clinton's campaign manager is John Podesta. Her second in command, so that's her first in command underneath Hillary Clinton, is John Podesta. Second is Huma Abedin. Who might Huma Abedin's husband be? Gosh, I can't forget.
Anthony Weiner.
Anthony Weiner. So Anthony Weiner is married to Huma Abedin, who's second in command to Hillary Clinton. That's how closely they work, okay? Hillary Rodham Clinton now is trying to run for office in New York City, where just by chance Weiner was. Weiner has just been pled guilty to acts of pedophilia and trying to solicit a 15-year-old girl, talking about his rape fantasies of this female and all this kind of stuff. And this is not his first sexual scandal, but this is the one that the FBI, that he pled guilty to, I believe. So now I want you to hear that. So now we got Dennis Hastert, who for 8 years was in the White House doing this. So he's right there in the White House, the Speaker of the House, convicted. We have Anthony Weiner, who's connected with Hillary Rodham Clinton's campaign, and a congressman in New York, convicted. All right? We have Bean. If you look up Bean, what's his name? What's Bean's name? Gosh, let me give you the right name. I don't want to give you halfway stuff. Bean is relevant because he was one of the major contributors to Barack Obama's campaign. And Bean, just give me 1 second, brothers and sisters. Sorry about this. You know I'm usually a little quicker than this. But Terry Bean. Terry Bean was a major financial contributor to Barack Obama's campaign. I mean, you can just put in his name, Terrybean. Terry Bean, major contributor financially to Barack Obama. What will you find? He went to court because him and his boyfriend raped a 15-year-old boy. and here's the worst part. Not only did they molest him, but they were supposed to go to court and trial for it, and the judge wouldn't try not to let them off. But they have whatever state they were in, they have some kind of law that basically says if the person wants to get restitution, then you can pay them restitution as opposed to getting a full conviction or full trial or whatever the case may be.
Civil versus criminal.
Civil versus criminal if you're going to pay them a settlement if they're willing to do that. So basically, long story short, for him and his boyfriend molesting a child. Now this is somebody, you can go put in Terry Bean and Barack Obama and you'll see how close they are. So we talk about Obama being directly connected with a pedophile. We talked about Anthony Weiner and his direct connection through his wife with Hillary Rodham Clinton. What about Bill Clinton? Bill Clinton is tied to who? Jeffrey Epstein. Who is Jeffrey Epstein? Now, for many of you all who have read The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews, the first book, you remember in the first volume, they talked about that the small hats or the Zionists or the white so-called Jews or Sephardim at that time, during the slave trade, the Atlantic slave trade, they not only had our people enslaved to do work on plantations, many of them, they had sex islands. These islands where black people would be bred, and the black women would be bred, and to make these exotic looking black women, you could go and have sex with these black women. And it was run by the white so-called Jews. That's just the truth. We call them small hats, or you can call them Jews or Zionists, or whatever the term people want to use. But they had islands for this. Right now, today, now these islands at the moment, Jeffrey Epstein's island, again, another white so-called Jew, another Zionist, is not necessarily targeted towards black people. Most of the individuals on that island are white female children who are being molested. But they had upwards of, if I'm not mistaken, 40 females, all right, who were testifying that they wanted to get Jeffrey Epstein locked up for crimes against them. Now, not all of them were children, but basically they were talking about sex slaving and sex trafficking, and some of them were underage, making it pedophilia. There are claims on the table that Bill Clinton was involved with children on that island. Now, that I can't say with definitively. What we can say is that definitively the reports demonstrate that he's been to the island, Bill Clinton, over 20-something times. Now, the island, and that Hillary Rodham Clinton has been to the island multiple times. And this island is Jeffrey Epstein's island, which is called Orgy Island. That is the name of it. I mean, the actual name is, what's the name of the island? I can't remember that. I'm drawing a blank right now on the actual name of the island, but it's known by everyone as Orgy Island. So now we're talking about, this is demonstrated documentation. Clinton has been there over 20 times. It is stated by some that actually Epstein was working with Israel and filmed a lot of the people, because remember, Prince Andrew was there as well from England. I hope y'all, it's documented that Prince Andrew was on Jeffrey Epstein's Orgy Island as well. So we're talking about the top officials and politicians and ruling elite from around the world. Again, this is documented evidence. On this island, Jeffrey Epstein was convicted and did, I believe, 18 months for acts of crimes against children. But here's how deep it gets. The prosecuting attorney at the time, from the information I have, was Acosta. Acosta was the prosecutor who, from what I'm understanding, if the information I have is correct, had 40 females, most of them white, saying this guy was sex slaving us and molesting us and all this kind of stuff and selling us to all of these rich politicians and international folks for sexual favors. All right? This is on Orgy Island. The Lolita Express. That's what it's called, the Lolita Express. That's the actual name, Lolita Express, but they call it Orgy Island. Now, Acosta's supposed to be prosecuting him. If they make it a federal case, he can do life imprisonment. But if you don't do it as a federal case, if you do it as a state case, and the way that it ended up going, he could actually do a plea deal and it can never be federally prosecuted. So behind the back of these 40 females, understand, you're the prosecutor, you're supposed to be trying to get as much time on the conviction as possible. From what the information is saying, that he went behind the backs of the females who were the victims on the island, made a deal with Jeffrey Epstein to plead guilty, to do 18 months, and never have to face a federal prosecution that could have landed him with life imprisonment. Now, why is Acosta relevant to us? Who is Acosta? Attorney Acosta.
Ray Acosta. Ray Acosta, right?
Wait.
That's right.
Is it Ray Acosta? It's let me tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you what his name is right now. It's Alexander Acosta.
Okay.
Alexander Acosta. Why is that relevant? Who is Trump's Secretary of Labor that he appointed? The same Alexander Acosta. Who?
Of labor.
he's the head of so listen, the head of the Department of Labor is the same guy that people are saying gave the sweetest deal to a serial pedophile with an island for pedophilia. The sweetest deal you can possibly get when he could have been facing life imprisonment.
So he gonna make sex trade legal as
So-
part of labor.
So we talking about Department of Labor. Now we're talking about how people get their jobs, which is what holds. It's really the thing you hold over their head. Why people do what they do. Why do people get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go 3 hours away or an hour and a half? Because they got a job and they got to pay their bills. So when you get Department of Labor, when you control people's labor, think about slavery. You control what they do.
Yeah, wow.
So now, even though many people,
I'm gonna watch the rest of this live.
Yes, sir.
In the car.
Yes, sir. Now you got a lot of people who voted for Trump because they said we don't want these pedophiles in office. They knew about Hillary Clinton and all the accusations of her with all the pedophilia. They knew about oh my goodness, Anthony Weiner, and of course Bill Clinton. You know, he had his Monica Lewinsky, so people kind of knew this stuff and wouldn't be surprised about it. But people said Trump is one of the good guys that's not with this, and I can't call that. What I can say is that he appointed Alexander Acosta as the Secretary of Labor. So that makes us start to question everything that's going on. What else is going on? And we're talking about, listen, we're talking about the highest levels in government directly attached to pedophilia in some way, shape, or form. Now here's where it gets really deep. In those emails, a lot of things came out. One of the things that came out in the emails, they got some emails that Hillary Clinton was involved in. And one of the emails she was involved in was some consideration or concern about one Laura Silsby. Now, Laura Silsby is the white female that many of you all will remember had the New Life Children's Refuge. What was the New Life Children's Refuge? The New Life Children's Refuge from Laura Silsby went to Haiti under the guise that we're going to help the Haitian people and help the Haitian children and start orphanages for children that need to be in the orphanage based on the hurricane that hit. So we're going to help the Haitian children. But this same Laura Silsby was caught. I mean, literally, this is not speculation, trafficking 33 girls out of Haiti. Most of them actually had families. So basically, they kidnapped these children. They kidnapped children, 33 Haitian girls, and tried to smuggle them across the border into the Dominican Republic. What makes it so crazy is it wasn't the first time they did it. They tried it the first time. Well, we don't know if it was the first time or not. It was the first time they got caught and got sent back. Came back and tried to do it again. And this time, the Haitian officials locked them up and said, what are you doing? You don't have authorization to do this. Now, Laura Silsby is interesting because Hillary Clinton in her emails was showing that she was concerned about helping or assisting Laura Silsby in getting off and getting out of jail or out of the situation in Haiti where she had been arrested. Yeah, my brother Osali Rose in the house, and he mentioned, yes, the attorney, Ezeli Danto, was talking about this same thing. Ezeli Danto. And if we have people that, let me just say this right now, we have people that are calling. I'm new to the studio and I don't have any assistants in here, so if you're calling on the main line, I don't know how to pick that line up. So let me tell you the number to call. If you're calling on the main line and you kind of get through, I can't pick that up because I don't know how to use that system. What I want you to do is call 641-715-3640. Again, that's 641-715-3640. And then the participation code is 948-656-pound. Again, that's 948-656-pound. But if you listen to Sister Ezeli Danto, she's an attorney in Haiti and also a social activist who really is putting out there the warfare and the terrorism that's going on in Haiti, the rape, the systematic rape of children, the mass incarceration, the theft of money and resources, really the enslavement of the Haitian brothers and sisters by Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and their foundations, the Clinton Foundation, which is basically enslaving the country of Haiti. Again, this is not speculation. In fact, according to some accounts, and I want people to understand, we're talking about genocide. We're really talking about an international genocide. For those that are not aware, the Haitian brothers and sisters were making all of their own rice. Well, since the Clintons got down to Haiti, they put provisions in place that made it difficult to impossible for many of the Haitian farmers to grow their own rice. And guess who has the contract? I believe has the contract on the rice. Hillary Rodham Clinton's brother. So now, I mean, literally, we're talking about economic underdevelopment and genocide, economic terrorism, in addition to kidnapping and supporting the kidnapping of children that's being sponsored by the people that are responsible for running the nation. Is everybody hearing me? These are the people that are supposed to be in control of running the country. And instead of running the country as an alternative to running the country properly, instead, they're involved in undermining the only independent black nation in the Western Hemisphere, kidnapping children, and now where it becomes very bizarre, just for information's sake, that same lawyer, Laura Silsby, who was assisted in getting out of the trouble she was in Haiti. You're not going to believe me when I tell you this. You're not going to believe me, brothers and sisters. But I'm telling you the truth. Would you imagine that that same Laura Silsby is now, she got out of Haiti, God knows how, came back to America, and she's working for a company called AlertSense. Matter of fact, if you go up and look up AlertSense, look up that company. She has a different last name now. She changed her last name because she got married. But this same Laura Silsby is now working for a company that does the IT work and IT support for Amber Alerts. Yes, I didn't make this up. The same Laura Silsby that got caught kidnapping 33 young black children from Haiti, trying to smuggle them into the Dominican Republic and probably to the United States of America, is now working for a company, and she's the vice president of marketing. According to the internet, this is their own website. So unless they're putting up false information on their website, she's the vice president of marketing for the company that's responsible for Amber Alerts. Now, unless it's a different Laura Silsby with the same look, we're talking about the folks that have the greatest access and power in this country, facilitating rape, murder, economic terrorism, racism at the highest levels that we can't even imagine. And then it gets really deep. It gets even deeper because you say, well, why were they kidnapping these children? Here's where it starts to get interesting. When you look at the emails that were uncovered, and again, when we do it tonight, we'll show some of the stuff so people can see. When you look at these emails that were uncovered from the hacking of what's his name again? Oh man, I'm running a blank. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The guy, not Wiener, but give me a second. I'm talking about so much stuff that I'm losing my way here. John Podesta. John Podesta's email leaked. They found that John Podesta, and we also find that Hillary Clinton and Huma Abedin and Tony Podesta, who's John Podesta's brother, are close friends and associates with someone named Marina Abramovic. Now, this is in the emails. This is not like speculation. This is not like, oh, they're part of the Illuminati, blah, blah, blah. If you put in Marina, and look, in the emails, it talks about them going to what we call spirit cooking dinners. They call it, and this is what they call it. You put in Marina Abramovic and spirit cooking, and videos will pop up with some of the biggest names and stars in Hollywood and politics around the world. You'll see her with Jay-Z and Beyonce. You'll see her, so even black people, you'll see her with, you'll see that through the emails that she frequented parties, spirit cooking parties with John Podesta and Tony Podesta. The reason it's called Pizzagate is because in these emails it also talks about a pizza plate up on Connecticut Avenue called Comet Ping Pong. If you look up Comet Ping Pong and you look at some of the things they had going on in Comet Ping Pong, big, huge murals of severed heads being held, grown adult males ejaculating on pool tables with little children, aliens on the other end. I mean, some stuff that's so bizarre that it's frightening. And it was a place where children would come to play ping pong, and it was like all night, and they wanted children there all night. They would advertise, you got children here all night, and all kind of weird stuff on James Alefantis, who's the owner of Comet Ping Pong, on his Instagram page, and the things they were talking about. I mean, kill rooms and child this, that, and the other stuff. I mean, it's some of the most bizarre, strange, and pedophilic things that we've ever seen. Can I say he's an active pedophile? Of course I cannot. I haven't seen him being a pedophile, but in my opinion, just the things you see on James Alefantis, he called himself Jimmy Comet Instagram page, in my opinion, that's pedophilic. It's enough to call a person a pedophile. If they didn't do nothing else but that, in my opinion, that's being a pedophile. When you put children in bizarre pictures and strange kind of stuff, to me, it strikes my mind as pedophilic. Now, I'm not saying that meets the standard of the law, but suffice it to say, all these people are close. And when you look up Marina Abramovic and spirit cooking parties, at these parties with very famous people, Lady Gaga, I think Katy Perry did some of these things, but all of these individuals that are influencing the minds of young people all across this country and the world, they actually have like cakes. And these are the public parties. We're not talking about the private spirit cooking. The public spirit cooking parties, they got live bodies that look like real people. And they carve the bodies up and feed the body parts to people that are sitting there and eating this stuff. Severed heads and red juice pouring as blood. And I mean, some stuff that you would only find in some of these videos that we talk about, the, what do they call it? Y'all know what I'm talking about, the Illuminati videos, where they say these people drink blood and stuff like that. And you kind of go, I'm sure there's some truth to it somewhere, but you don't really know. There's no more guessing now. I mean, these are public things in video, not just the pictures. I mean, the pictures of her sitting with pentagrams and 666s and all this kind of stuff. Now, why is this important? I want you to understand. When we look at those girls that were being kidnapped from Haiti, and we say, what were they going to take them to do? Well, it is reasonable to assume, based on looking at the ceremonial spirit cooking dinners and things that they're doing, that perhaps real spirit cooking occurs, which means they rape children and get children screaming and yelling and get the, from what I'm understanding, I'm not into this devil worship and stuff, so y'all gotta forgive me. So even when I'm talking about this stuff, it creeps me out. But only because, you know, if y'all notice, all the years that I've been talking about homophilia and the pedophilia, you've never heard me talk about devil worship and stuff like that. I just don't get into that stuff. But at this time, only to explain the obvious and the things that we have documentation of, I got to do it. Some kind of satanic, Aleister Crowley kind of weird satanic type stuff where they drink blood, and then the concept is that if you give children an incredible amount of stress, that it does something to their blood, and if you drink that blood, it keeps you young, some kind of youth form or something, and you rape children, that's a way to get them very angry and screaming and yelling. There's some weird stuff. And if these were just some weird devil worshiping people, it would be like, yeah, okay, well, they're weird devil worshiping people. That's what you expected they do. These are people running the government, running the federal government, not a state government, not a local government. They're running the federal government. One of them was about to be president of the United States, who's close friends with a spirit cooker, the leading of spirit cookers, it appears, Marina Abramovic, who does parties with people's heads being severed off and cakes and stuff like that. And you got to look at it for yourself. I got to show it. I can't even hardly describe it. But it is logical to assume that these little children from Haiti that were being brought over here were going to be spirit cooked, meaning a group of sick, like rich, elite, pedophile, satanic kind of people or something or another going to cut them open, cook them or something. It was called spirit cooking. It talks about some weird stuff. Just before the kill, you do this weird stuff. I have to show you this stuff. We don't have our video there. You'll see it tonight when we show it from 6 to 8:30 tonight. You want to check us out, because we're going to be showing some of this stuff. Yeah, so our brother Solly Rogers put it out here that Hillary Clinton tried to make it seem like this stuff was just conspiracy stuff. But it's not conspiracy. We have video. If you say you're a spirit cooker and you do a video where you're showing yourself pouring blood, pig blood all over little baby images in the corner, it's not speculating that you're involved in it. You got pentagrams and then 666 on a wall and you sitting in a folded position with goat heads and stuff. I mean, that's devil worshiping stuff by the symbols that are in devil worshiping. It's not no conspiracy. I mean, we're just reporting the news. We're talking about a very, very bizarre thing. The reason it's relevant, I want people to understand, because if it's just news and say, wow, did you hear this weird stuff? It'd be one thing. This is why it's so important. And now I'm going to break down another part. And I want to let everybody out there that knows, if you want to call in, please call in. 641-715-3640. Again, that's 641-715-3640. 3640. The participation code, 948-656-pound. Again, that's 948-656-pound. If you're out there and listening and watching in Facebook land, or if you're watching us at elifemedia.net, come on in, make a phone call, tune in. But I want to talk about something because we're going to talk about it tonight and really break it down a little bit better. But I want people to understand why is this so relevant to black people. First of all, they were kidnapping 33 children, presumably to kill these children and to rape them. That's the best way I can describe it. I don't want to call it spirit cooking, but basically, let's say to rape them and kill them. There's another thing that we need to talk about, though, to understand why it's so relevant to us as black people. Right now, as a matter of fact, I'm going to see if I can find this video because I think it's worth playing. I want to play this for you. I want people to understand. Unfortunately, I don't have the capacity to show you the video of it because I really would like to show you that. But you can listen to it and get the point anyway. In Africa right now, particularly in Libya, the Arabs, if they were actually Arabs, that Obama funded, if I'm not sure they're not small hats, but to go and overthrow Gaddafi and murder Gaddafi, they're now, I'm talking about literal modern day slave trade. I want people to hear me and understand. I'm not talking about like a figurative slave trade. I'm talking about real live slavery, like modern day slavery. So I want to play this clip, if you listen to it, so you can hear, this is an actual clip from Libya. I mean, for people that are doing in Libya, of the actual slave trade that's happening in Libya today. Now, I'm just looking now to see if I can find this clip. I know I have it on my page, so give me a moment, brothers and sisters. I want to play this clip because there are two things that are merging. The child sex trafficking industry is merging now with the organ trafficking industry. And I want people to understand the relevance of that. But in order to do that, I really want to find this clip and play it. Give me a moment. I'm trying to find this thing and I can't find it. Let me see if I can find it on my computer. Bear with me, brothers and sisters. I got you. You know, we really talking some serious stuff. You know, Irritated Genie's back in the saddle. We're not going to start slow. We're going to start it right up hot. Let me go and see here if I can find, let's see. Libya. Let's see. Is this it? No, that's the murders in Libya. Give me a second. I'm trying to find it. If anybody sees it, put the link to it on my Facebook page so I can just go ahead and open it up because I'm trying to find it and I know I have it. But I want to do Libya. Let me see. Libya. Slave market. I think is it. Here we go. So listen to this, brothers and sisters.
The United Nations says growing numbers of African migrants passing through Libya are being sold as slaves by traffickers or militia groups before being held for ransom. The UN's migration agency interviewed West African migrants who told of being bought and sold in garages and car parks in the southern city of Sabah, one of Libya's main migrant smuggling hubs. The head of the UN agency's Libya mission gave more details at a news conference in Geneva.
If you go to the market and you can pay between $200 and $500 to get a migrant that will work with you on your daily jobs or support your work. After you buy, this person is handed over to you. Again, then it becomes your responsibility. Many of them escape, many of them are kept in bondage, and many of them are even prisoned inside an area where they are forced to work on a daily basis.
There are also claims that women have been bought in Libya and forced to be sex slaves. The new evidence suggests that slave markets are becoming much more open, trapping sub-Saharan migrants who cross the desert heading for Europe. The UN is helping some of them to return home.
So, I think everybody, that was pretty self-explanatory. We're talking about a modern-day slave trade. Now, I remember over the last 20 years, really, a lot of brothers and sisters would try to cross the Sahara to try to get over to Europe. And the Arabs were killing them and taking their body organs. So I knew this, and we tried to report it as best we could. But more recently, I had stopped lecturing in October. I said, I'm done. I want to go do some things. We've been doing. We're growing gardens for people. We're doing some economic things that are really, really powerful. Doing some mentoring programs for youth. I don't want to use the word mentoring. Doing some guidance programs for black youth. We're doing a lot of different things, actually. Gun club that we're actually doing. We're going to be talking about the gun club tonight. We actually got the brother that's going to be heading our gun club here in Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. So if you're in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, come on out tonight. We're going to start our gun club tonight. We're not going to actually do anything with guns, but we're going to meet the brother that's going to lead it. He's going to be coming out to the Choppin It Up with the Genie sessions on, he's going to be coming out on the 19th of June to kind of let us know what he's going to be doing. And we're going to start up sometime about September, something like that. But I realized more recently that two industries were merging and that this is a real problem for African people. The child sex trade is an international trade with the highest officials governing the United States, Australia, Canada, England, and most of the European world. They have a system in place where they can kidnap children, rape them, and pass them to one another all around the world. They have a whole pipeline, a whole infrastructure for child sex trade. At the same time, we know Israel. At the same time, we know that Israel is big on the Atlantic, is big on the slave trade as well. In fact, on the organ trafficking, I'm sorry. They're doing the child sex trafficking too, but Israel, China, and the United States of America and Saudi Arabia are huge on illegal organ trafficking. What is happening now is this. You have folks that are getting rich. I mean, they're just perverts too, so they're already rich. But it's the two most profitable illegal businesses in the world right now. Number one, sex trafficking, which focuses primarily on children. And two, illegal organ trafficking. The two most profitable illegal businesses. The logic of it is this now. They have an infrastructure in place where they can pass children around the world because they're the ones in control of governments. So they're running everything. I mean, they're in control. So what they're able to do now is say, since we're running governments, and we're running the major governments of the world, why just stop at raping these children and then maybe having sacrificial rituals and killing them? They said, let's take it to another level. Let's merge these two industries. So if the Arabs are killing black people for body parts in Africa, if the Israelis came and the Chinese came to Haiti during the so-called earthquake and were organ trafficking people who were still alive, stealing their organs and killing them, we caught the Israelis doing it. I mean, it's not even a question. They were caught. It was public news. It was international news. The Israelis were coming to Haiti. Some of the people were alive, and they were killing them to take their organs, or keep them alive long enough to take their organs, kill them. I mean, just unthinkable evil and wickedness. The idea is this. Since we have this kind of control, we don't have to worry about anybody policing us because we're running the world. Why not merge the two? Why not take the children, use them up sexually, send them around the world, have a ball with them. The ones we want to kill, we'll kill them. But then we'll save a lot of them, grow them nice and healthy. Then when we decide we're done with them, we cut the parts up. And now we can make even more money. So we talking about, maybe they make $1 million passing a child around for 10 years or so from the age of 5 to 15, and then they done with them, and let's just body part them. Now they can make another $500,000 or so. $260,000 for the kidney. You got 2 kidneys. So that's $500,000. A liver, $165,000. So we right then and there we over $600,000, close to $700,000. So we talk about major money in raping children and then passing them around the world. It should be a major concern for black people because it's following the same logic and line of the Atlantic slave trade. What do I mean when I say that? Well, in the Atlantic slave trade, remember, it didn't start with all black people. When they started the Atlantic slave trade, it was whites in America, black people, and Native Americans. But because we were the low guys on the totem pole, we were the least organized, least prepared to defend our own interests, what happened? It became a trade that became exclusive to who? Black people. Right now, the children that are getting trafficked are white, black, Hispanic. It doesn't matter. Wherever they are, they're individuals involved in this stuff. They just want children to mess with. But right now, the different groups are organizing. The whites that found out about Pizzagate, they are organizing. They got their Alex Jones. Right now, we may be reaching 1,000 people by the time this is finished. He reaches 4 million a day. I might be undercounting. And those are primarily whites who are listening to what's happening, informing their people. They're organizing themselves not to take this. Unlike us, I hate to say it, but we're not properly organized to defend our children against this, which is not a good thing, because that means we got to ask the question, what's going to happen with our children? And not only our children, but the Asians are now involved, and China is a powerhouse. So now, before when we're looking at all the European nations came together to enslave African people. Now it's a little different. Now you got the Asians, the Asiatics, who our ancestors said they hated Asiatics. In Kemet, they hated the Asiatics, and the Asiatics could have been white or could have been more Chinese-like. They were Asiatics, whatever they were. All of that is Asia. Whoever was coming out of Asia was our ancestors referred to as the filthy birds out of Asia. The non-Africans who came out of Asia were enemies to our people. Well, now we're looking at a situation of more filthy birds. Now, I want you to think for a moment. The Chinese and the Americans, the Australians, and all these groups around the world decide to collapse on African people. This slave trade will be much worse, not even if it's already happening. We talk about 33 children getting smuggled out of Haiti. We're talking about the total underdevelopment and destruction and assault on Haiti. It's a dry test run for global genocide for African people. We're unorganized. And our leadership has been completely 100%. Look, I'm the only person you will find that will speak out against homophilia. Homophilia being anybody who promotes or considers normal or participates in homosexuality or pedophilia. That's a homophile. So whether they're a pedophile, homosexual, or just somebody who's saying, it's none of my business what somebody's doing in the privacy of their own home, you're a homophile. Because you're basically saying it's okay. Like, if somebody's raping a child, that's not okay even if they're doing it in the privacy of their own home. It's bad behavior, and it's damaging to our people. There's no such thing as what people are saying. And unfortunately, our people are not understanding it. We don't have the right type of mentality that relates to that. So we're in a lot of trouble. What I'm looking for, and I'm about to play a video, because I want you to listen to this video as well, because I want you to understand how serious it's getting. It's international now. And as African people, we're in a lot of trouble because everywhere we are, we're under siege. And the centerpiece of all this is child sex, is pedophilia, homophilia. The homosexual / pedophiles, the homophiles are targeting African people, really the world, for destruction. But in particular, because of our condition, our lack of leadership and things of that nature, we are becoming the food on the plate, and we got to do something different. I mean, the only leader you'll hear in this whole country, I'm not talking about local leaders. Please don't misunderstand. We got plenty of strong local leaders that are doing great work. Even we got Straight Black Pride movement. We got leaders in different cities and states all across the country. I'm not talking about the local leaders. I'm saying a national leader who has a national audience, who is speaking on a national level. You will not find one that will boldly speak out against homophilia, meaning homosexuality is wrong. It's unacceptable for black people, period. Pedophilia is wrong. It's unacceptable for black people, period. We need to be building strong black families, increasing our population, and having healthy families that we protect against this onslaught and this sexual sickness and backwardness. You will not find another leader that will do this. They won't. The closest you'll get is one of the spokesmen for our people, Umar Johnson, who is pretty strong against homosexuality in general. And he's not going to take the position as strong as we take, but it's a pretty strong, I tell you what, it helps our position. He takes a strong, consistent position that homosexuality is not healthy for African people. And we need that because I think right now he probably has more exposure around the world to different groups of black people than any of us. So it's important that he's doing that because if not, many brothers and sisters around the world wouldn't be getting that. So I do want to mention that. But in real time, there's no one that will take a definitive stance. I'm the only one. And again, we have a group of people who we work with, so all of those people will as well. But I'm saying a national leader on a national level. I want you to listen to this because we went across to Libya. We're talking about the politicians and what they're doing and the fact that they're the ones in control of the planet. And it's been proven that they're involved in some weird stuff related to child sex. We talked about the fact that all of them are related to people who've been convicted of pedophilia. Even Barack Obama being Terry Bean, one of his chief financiers. But now I want you to listen to this. This happened in Washington, D.C. last week. This is on the mainstream media now. Listen to this clip and I want you to listen to who it was because I want you to really see the pieces coming together.
About a strange situation are a lot of questions this morning about a strange situation in Southwest Washington.
And police say a man has been collecting people's blood. You heard right. Now he's facing charges. News 4's Darcy Spencer's in Southwest this morning where she talked to neighbors about all this.
Well, as a reporter, I thought I had covered every story, but I have to tell you, this is a new one. This crime happening right here inside this apartment building on P Street in Southwest Washington. We're just steps away from the ballpark. Now, neighbors tell me there was a line of people going into the apartment building. People were being paid $30 for their blood donation. Now, police charged the suspect, Koa Nguyen of Rockville, with practicing registered nursing without a license. They say he had a large quantity of blood, as well as used needles, vials, and a ledger in the apartment.
It was a long line, so we didn't know what was going on. I mean, people, they was giving blood tests to your arm, blood taken from your arm, and they put this little tube stick down your nose, and some people came out the house said my nose was burning and stuff.
To me, you stand a better chance of catching a serious blood disorder, blood disease, and going away from here without nobody knowing with actions like that. To me, it was illegal, unsanitary, unsafe.
And we still don't know what he planned to do with.
Oh, I'm sorry.
About a
I'm sorry.
strange situation are a lot of questions this
I'm
morning.
sorry, brothers and sisters. Oh, no, you know what? That was it. So basically, they said they don't know what he's planning on doing with it. But, I mean, I hope everybody heard that. Here we have a Korean, again, the Asians, South Korean, coming into America, going into the black community in Southwest Washington, D.C. Are y'all listening to me? Collecting blood and documenting people's blood illegally, paying them $30 to get it, and writing down all kind of notes. What do I suspect is happening? I want people to understand. I mean, I have proof of it in this 3-part pizza go. Matter of fact, I want somebody right now to go just buy it. I'm telling you, we document it all. Go to waronthehorizon.com. Again, that's waronthehorizon.com. And go to the store. We'll put some links in this same. We'll put some links in here where you can purchase the DVD. You want to buy Pizzagate, the new slave trade. Pizzagate, the new slave trade. What we have proof of is that organ trafficking is occurring in Jamaica. They're actually killing black women, chopping them up, and taking their organs. We have the documented evidence. We can't prove who's doing it, but the people in Jamaica are telling us it's the Chinese. Here we have a Korean going into the black community, documenting and writing down notes on blood types, I'm assuming. You see, why is that important? Because certain kidneys, if you need a kidney transplant, you can only do it with certain blood types that are compatible. So they're going to our people, getting the information they need, and what would I assume? That eventually those people would end up in random acts of violence where they're dead, strangely, weird coincidences, and or just disappear, and all of a sudden their organs are gone. But they'll disappear, so you won't find out their organs are gone or not. Because the Asians are now part of this international war against African people. They just on board. And so now we're looking at a situation where, all of you brothers and sisters out here talking about we're supposed to love everybody and not all, these people are bad, and you're not concerned about making your primary interest protecting the future of African people, I really don't have time for you, and your race doesn't either, because you're not on our side. Nobody else is looking out for the interests of African people. In fact, their interest is to take. I mean, you just saw it. We got a guy. I mean, it's not funny, but it's almost unbelievable. Even though we know it's not unbelievable because it's happening, but he's actually taking blood from black people. And they said he's documenting all kinds of things about the blood that they're taking from black people, and going to be using this blood, presumably, to organ traffic. I mean, I don't know what else it would be for. So I want people to understand how serious this is. We're in an international crisis. In Africa, yeah, somebody said that was right here in my hood in Southwest. Yes, sir, my brother, it was. You know, I've been to the brother's home. Good brother. Got a beautiful wife, family. We building, we're going to do a garden out there. And the brother knows where this is. And our people coming in and saying, wait a minute, I know this is real talk. No, this is real. A lot of people, that's why we try to inform our people. We are in a major crisis situation. And one of the things I have to tell people, one of the solutions is, and I'm going to tell people you're going to have to do this. I know you don't want to. You're going to have to abandon your leadership. Not all leadership, not the local leaders, but national leadership. We have to totally divest from everybody out there. And I'm not going to say no names in particular because it's not necessarily all of them. Listen to what I'm saying. There are a few good spokesmen out there. They represent the interests of our people in terms of spokesmen, but in terms of leadership, the preachers, the politicians, we need to start over. And the best way to do that is just, somebody said it's actually a Vietnamese. I'm sorry. So, okay. The individual was not Korean. The individual was Vietnamese, from what the brother said. And I think he's right now that I think about it. But the point is, I guess the major point is that we're talking Asiatics. Like I answered all of them Asiatics. And that included whites, because all Europe is the corner of Asia. So now we're dealing with all of them. It's not time for us to be dividing ourselves. We're in a real serious crisis. Even to the point, and I do this in, I'm going to save that part because in the lecture, give me one moment. It's about 6 hours of information, 3 different discs, about 2 hours apiece. A lot of great information, but I want people to understand how this is working. The centerpiece of this whole thing is the homophilia. The way they destabilize black family right now, the war that's just totally devastating us. It's even worse than crack cocaine. My wife made a good point last night. It used to be, and the sister said, you made a good point, we need to abandon all the religious leaders. I'm not just saying the religious leaders. All of the leaders. I'm going to be honest with you. All of the leaders that are spokesmen on the forefront, all of them got to go. We just got to totally abandon them. I want to be clear, though, I'm not just talking about the religious ones. So somebody said they in D.C., they trying to build. Come on down tonight. Look, it's free. 6 p.m. here, Everlasting Life, 9185 Central Avenue. Come on down. It's going to be going to 8:30, so ain't no excuse. I know you get off at 5, so if you can't get here by 6, you can get here by 6:30. We usually don't start till 6:20 or 6:30 anyway. So come on out. You want to build? Come on out. We start making stuff happen. We got to build. We're building a garden for our people. We're doing some other programs. We're doing the Warner Rising Gun Club. We're going to announce tonight. If you're serious, if you ain't just talking, come on out. We're going to be here. But I want people to understand, with the Asians joining with the Europeans, more than ever, the centerpiece of this whole thing is the homophilia, because that is the current weapon being used to divide families. Because what does it do? One, if you have a homophile in your family, it opens the door to sexual abuse on a wider scale of children in that family. 2, you're divorcing the real family, because the serious men and women are not going to have homophiles around. So they're not going to be around no pedophiles. They're not going to be around no homophiles. No, homophiles, pedophiles, or homosexuals, but homosexuals or pedophiles. So they're not going to have their children around that. So now the family can't meet. So now you're destroying a family. And again, remember, I wanted to be clear with a homophile. We'll talk about this a little bit later tonight, but it's not just someone that's involved in homosexuality and pedophilia. It's someone who facilitates it or considers it normal behavior. We lump everybody in the same category. If you're a man that's out there with another man, you're a homophile. If you're a guy who says, none of my business that the guy's out there, that's his business, I don't bother anybody, I don't have no problem as long as they don't come with me, you're a homophile. You're saying it's cool, it's just not your thing, you're a homophile. That's like saying construction. I ain't got no problem. I don't want to do no construction. But, well, I mean, if you say that it's normal, you're no different. Your mind says that it's normal behavior and it's acceptable. So you're not one of us. On any level, if you agree with this stuff. Now, it's different if you say, well, I have a cousin that's like that. I can't do anything about it. But I don't agree with it. Okay, that's fine. But when you say, yeah, they can come around my children, then you're just as sick as they are. In fact, you're a little bit sicker. At least we know that most of our people that get involved in this have been sexually abused. That is the center of it. Or that is the catalyst of it. And so we know why they're sexually confused. You're saying you're not sexually confused, yet you want someone in that condition around your child. So you're worse. You're supposed to be healthy. That means in your sane mind, that's what you think is normal. You're worse than the person that's involved in it. At least they were hurt. They drove them into that. There's no consolation much, but at least we can understand why they got there. What's your issue? We're supposed to be saving and creating protective space for our children. We're not doing it. This is a very, very serious situation. But I want people to understand it's a major crisis. And what's happening now that the Pizzagate thing has come out, here's what's happening. The whites have found out what's going on. They're organizing to protect their children. That's why I'm sharing this. Not because I care so much about what whites are doing in their own communities, but this affects us, brothers and sisters. Our children get a higher percent of our children, I believe, right now molested in this society than anybody. In fact, they've done studies that say right now a higher percentage of black people self-identify as LGBT or gay than anybody else. So we're happy to be homophile at a rate higher than any other group, as far as I know. This is something that we really have to consider and look at. This is something that has to concern us, because that is the only place that we can close a door that begins to repair our family situations and brings us closer to one another. In other words, once we take a position that most African people who are still sane on the planet agree with, that we're against homophilia, what that does is it forces us to create safe space for our children, which then we have to say nobody who's overtly involved in this homophilia that we can see can be allowed in this space and time. Now we are in the ball game again as a race of people, because we're now identifying the chief tool and weapon against African people at this time to destroy African families internationally: sexual insanity, pedophilia, and homosexuality, which is right in the centerpiece of our situation. Internationally, this is what's driving us insane and destroying our families. Once we take that position and we have leaders that are willing to stand for it, now we can organize and put our economics together. Remember, people say we got to put our economics together first. It doesn't make any sense. No heterosexual male is going to work next to a homosexual male for very long trying to make some money and dealing with that energy all day. A homophile, they're not doing it. I'm not going to work with this pedophile just so I can make some money because I have children. And I know what he does with children. I'm not doing it. Just doesn't make any sense. It's not even possible. And it's destroying the fabric of the very identity of what it means to be black. In fact, if you've noticed, you take more heat for being straight and being married and having children and saying that you believe that that's the right thing to do. If you go out on Facebook and say, I'm a black man, I believe the only person that a black man should be with is a black woman, you'll take more heat than going up on Facebook or anywhere else on social media and defending homosexuality. And if you say definitively that you're against this stuff, you will come under siege. If you say, I believe in black family, black man, black woman, black child, that alone somebody thinks is revolutionary, which for the last couple million years, as far as I know, has been what it took to produce a black person. We are in a very serious crisis of a situation. And I don't think we know it or understand it. I know we don't know it or understand it, and it's causing a problem because it's leading us into a situation where we have no way to build because we don't have family. And if you don't have family, you have no way to develop and grow. You have no way to build infrastructure. You have no team of people to build with, to grow with, to move forward with. We're in an isolated situation where we're individuals now. I hope people are hearing this. You're gonna see it a little bit better tonight, so you can get a better understanding. But I'm gonna play another video that I think is just very telling, and I'm gonna play it tonight so you can see it. But I want you to see what's happening now, and this is why it's so dangerous. Because the light has been shined on the homophiles, and everybody is seeing what they're doing. In particular, the whites are talking about it. Our people aren't, unfortunately. But our people have found out what they're doing. So what they're doing now, and I want to let everybody know, if you we got our brother from South Africa that's just tuned in. We got our brothers and sisters that's living in Europe. All my African brothers and sisters around the world. In Brazil, if you can speak English and understand English, tune in. See what we're doing. We're going to be 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. That's our time. You got to see what time that equates to your time. 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Across the world, we want you to tune in every Monday. We're going to be doing some serious dialogue. elifemedia.net. Again, elifemedia.net. You can see it right behind me right here. elifemedia.net right here. All right? I want you to understand what we're facing. Now that they've come out and shined the light on them, now they've decided there's 2 things you do when somebody shine a light. You go back into hiding or you come all the way out. What the homophiles are doing now is saying that they have enough power. They don't have to hide anymore. They're going to come all the way out. They say, we're coming all the way out. Meaning what? They're no longer trying to hide the fact that they want to rape children. And that's what they're interested in doing. And so, of course, the way you first start to get people to accept things is you make them laugh. And so I'm going to play a clip. This is real. Again, I'm going to show it tonight, but you can hear it and get the same feeling out of it. This is from Saturday Night Live, and this is The Rock. You know, the mulatto, The Rock, Rocky Johnson's son. I want you to listen to this so you can hear it and understand. This is them coming direct for it. I got so much more, so not just one thing. I'm showing that this stuff is coming out. They're coming public with it because they like, we have enough power. We've destroyed enough families. We've created enough sexual insanity with the youth population. They're almost entirely homophile because that's all they've been introduced to. We can now come out with what we want to do. This is The Rock doing a skit on Saturday Night Live in May 2017.
As you know, it is time for the Mad Scientist Society's annual Most Evil Invention in the World contest.
Yeah.
Hi guys. My name is Roy, and and for the Most Evil Invention in the World contest, I invented a child molesting robot. I'm sorry, I'll speak up. It's a robot that is designed to molest children. And I'd call it Robo Chomo. You see, it's powered by solar rechargeable fuel cells and it costs pennies to manufacture. And it can, theoretically, molest twice as many children as a human molester in, quite frankly, half the time.
How do you even build a child molesting robot?
Well, that's a great question. What you do is you start by building a regular robot, then you molest it and hope that it continues the cycle.
Dear Lord Almighty.
Okay. Well, you guys are mad. I'm really sorry. I just wanted to win the contest. I guess I really screwed up.
No, Roy. You have nothing to apologize for. Yes, you made a robot that molests children. But you also made an important point here today. Things are always better with juicy beef and onion sandwiches from White Castle, America's medieval sandwich restaurant. White Castle, what's the menu?
Now, I'm going to tell you all of it's very interesting. First of all, they're making fun of molesting children, which, I don't think I need to make the point that we should never think it's funny. All the people that's been molested, how you could even try to make something like that funny. It's just, it's bad. But, even still, the fact that he said, how do you make a child molesting robot? And his answer was, you make a regular robot, and you molest it and hope it continues the cycle. What are they doing? These pedophiles are some very seriously interesting individuals. They know what they're doing. Give me 1 second. Let me, because I don't want this to die on me. Hold on one moment, bro, since I forgot to plug it up. You hear The Rock. Basically, they know how they create homophiles. And it's through sexual abuse. They're fully aware And now they're kind of telling the world through comedy, yeah, we molest children and we know that makes them gay. And that's how we can keep making more gays. Just like he's saying this robot. You make a normal robot and then you molest it and hope it continues the cycle. That's a very, very deep statement because it talks about their full knowledge of the process of creating homophiles. You molest children, create sexual confusion, and pull them into that death style. I'm going to play another clip from Saturday Night Live because I think it's very relevant. Because I want you to understand again what I'm saying. They're coming completely out in the open with it now. And you're going to see it far more. I mean, first of all, they're trying to legalize pedophilia. We only got 10 minutes left in it. Let me see if I got any phone calls. I don't think I do. Okay, I don't have any phone calls, but we definitely going to make sure we're going to have some phone calls coming through, even more phone. I thank all the brothers and sisters that did contact today. Again, the number 641-715-3640. Participation code 948-656-pound. Again, that's 948-656-pound. But in the future, you're going to be able to actually watch this and see it. So it's going to be phenomenal. But I'm playing another clip from Saturday Night Live. And this is a comedian. I forget his name. But I want you to hear this. Because, well, you know what? There's no reason for me to even set it up. They're promoting pedophilia. They're coming out with it publicly. And they want people to know that this is what they're all about. So I'm going to let you listen to it for yourself.
Because child molesters are very tenacious people. They love molesting childs. It's crazy. It's like their favorite thing. I mean, it's so crazy because when you consider the risk in being a child molester, speaking not of even the damage you're doing, but the risk, there is no worse life available to a human than being a caught child molester. And yet they still do it, which from, you can only really surmise that it must be really good. I mean, from their point of view, not ours, but from their point of view, it must be amazing for them to risk so much. How do you think I feel? It's my last show, probably.
You got it, Melody.
Look, I can't key into it because I love mound spars. I love mound spars. It's my favorite thing, right? But there's a limit. I mean, I can't even eat a mound spar and do something else at the same time. That's how much I love them. And because they are delicious. And yet, if somebody said to me, if you eat another mound spar, you'll go to jail and everybody will hate you, I would stop eating them. Because they do taste delicious, but they don't taste as good as a young boy does and shouldn't. To a child monster, not to me. Not to us, because we're all awesome. All right, we did it. We got through.
Yeah, I hear it. I think everybody out there listening, and you're probably like, this can't be real. No, it's very real. This is what they're conditioning society to say. I mean, it's a full the homophile. I mean, the homophile. We don't want homophilia, we don't want pedophilia and homosexuality. So from the homosexual perspective, it's very evident and obvious that they're pushing it. I mean, there's no question. I think we're all seeing it clearly. It's not worth me debating or talking about. We see it clearly. But the idea and the fact that they're pushing pedophilia on this level and openly now, we don't have to debate it anymore. So I want people to just understand the homophilia is both. They're both part of the same rubric of psychopathology. It is time now that we get mature enough and stop separating homosexuality from pedophilia. It's homophiles. All of them. And the people that agree with it, either promosexuals or homophiles. If homophile is too strong a term to use in your environment, or you think the person may get offended, just call them a promosexual. But it's the same thing. You're promoting this madness, or you're a homophile. You agree with it, you participate in it, whatever the case may be. You're all the same. And we got to make sure that we understand that. And we let people be clear that who they are and what they're about. Why this is a threat to us is because this threatens all of us. Because the world now is moving towards a combined effort to essentially rape children and then take their parts and put them into them so they can live as long as they want. And unless we quickly, as African people, wake up and get ourselves in the right frame of mind, with the wars that are going on in Africa now, with the Asiatics taking over African continent along with the Europeans over here destroying and killing black people, with the bodies that are being, the people that are going to the hospitals and dying and getting their organs taken here in America, or getting murdered to get it, with the police shootings. When we add it all up, with the miseducation of our children, with the molestation going on in the schools, by the teachers and other students in our school system, I'll tell this last story and then I'm gonna wrap up. That's too hard. No, that's too hard of a note to end on. I'm not gonna end on a note like that. I'm gonna end on a good note. Listen, want to remind everybody tonight. I want you to tune in. Tonight we're going to be doing Pizzagate. We're not going to do the whole lecture, of course. We're just going to show little highlights from the lecture, and we're going to talk with people about what's really going on out there. What is this all about? Why is this thing something that we need to be looking at? Why is it an issue for African people, and why must we begin to really organize ourselves around building the family structure, black man, woman, black child, together in unity, so that we're able to produce strong black families again because of the threat. We're talking about internationally. It's an international threat. Tonight, we'll be filming live Facebook. It'll probably start live filming, streaming between 6:20 and 6:30. That's usually when people actually get here. At any rate, we're going to start at 6:30 at the absolute latest. But come on out if you're in the local area. If this means something to you, now you're seeing it coming after our children. They've been coming after our children, but they're open with it now. If this means something, you want to organize with reasonable people, with growing gardens. If growing gardens means something, growing your own food means something to you, come on out. If we're going to start the One Horizon Gun Club for people who want to exercise your Second Amendment. We like to talk. That's our First Amendment, but you got to know how to back that one up and support it and defend it. And it's constitutional. You want to know how to do it the right way. If you want to come out and get some healthy food, you come on out to Everlasting Life. For the brothers and sisters who you say, hey, I want to get my word out there. You want a radio program? It's not going to be as good as the Irritating Genius program. I'll be chopping it up. But you still can try to come out and do your best. Give it your best shot. You know what I'm saying? You come on, contact elifemedia.net. Come on out here. 9185 Central Avenue, Capitol Heights, Maryland. You can come on out here and join eLife Media Studios, get your own radio program and television program to transmit internationally and stream live. Also, we got my sister Al Kamar out here with the fantastic jewelry. And also, I want to tell you, please, brothers and sisters, I promise you, this is my most important work because it deals with what we're dealing with right now and really African survival in the 21st century. Again, none of your leaders are going to talk to you about this. None of them don't even understand it well enough. But even if they did, they're scared. What you get in this 3-part DVD, Pizzagate, what you get, you can't get anywhere else in the world. I wouldn't lie to you. I ain't say I don't think. The only place you can get something comparable, it won't be about this specifically, but it'll be comparable, is CopenHouse.com. Baba Rudy and his wife, Mama Yah, do a great job at talking about African culture and the direction we're headed and what we have to do to preserve black families. So it's incredible. But in terms of what we're doing, in terms of talking about the combining of the organ trafficking and the child sex industry and showing it real time what's happening and showing what we can do to counter it, practical steps, you're not going to get it anywhere like this in the way we get it, in the format we have. You got to tune in. Go ahead and purchase it off onehorizon.com. Also, tune in tonight to really get a better understanding of what we're dealing with. I know it's a little bit all over the place today. I didn't get a whole lot of calls, but we got some in the beginning, so I like that. And remember, this is my first time back. I'm getting a little new back into the water. So once I get calmed down and settled, we'll be having more guests. We'll be talking about an array of different topics, and we also want you to send it in. You can either send it in on Facebook. You can put your comments on topics you think we should do. You can do it in a message on comments and topics you think we should do, or you can always send it to liberation@waronthehorizon.com. So with that said, we look forward to seeing you tonight, brothers and sisters. I hearing you. Remember, this is Spread the Word every Monday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, chopping it up live with the Genie right here at Everlasting Life and elifemedia.net studios. You can tune in here. You can tune in on Facebook. We'd like you to go to elifemedia.net, though, so they can get them hits up, so that people can see that you're tuning in and you can see all of those other great programs they have there as well. With that said, my 4 o'clock hour is up, brothers and sisters. I appreciate you. We love you, and we'll see you on the battlefield. This is Chopping It Up, and we chopping it up.
Not him again, not right now. He with the slick black power sound. Don't get tired of me. I was like Cuddy.
My Alpha San Kofi. Right here from Southeast.
Time went on and continued to touch me. 5 in the morning, deep in the the African norm. So imperative that I know thyself, that I love thyself. Yeah, everyone, someone else. I bet you to some won't milk, and I bet that line for some won't help. What's information with no application? A conscious community acting Caucasian. It's more than a rare occasion. It's a lot of y'all faking. Then read those books, heard those lectures. Negroes, get yourself together, let's grow. You conscious now, let's grow. You conscious now. Read those books, heard those lectures. Negroes, get yourself together, let's grow. You conscious now, let's grow. You conscious now. Cops killing stores, all the more. Reason to burn in Baltimore. And anywhere else, our people get tortured. I don't want to hear from the closing office. They keep asking us to be patient. We know the verdict, exoneration. We know the feeling, frustration. We know the preachers speak the ease of just leave it the crack of Jesus. Integrate like a pack of zebras. Get lost in a cycle of the insane. Let me explain. There's no love in the Aryan's veins. Only our sick would expect their change. Cut those chains. Free Abdullah. I don't want to lose ya. Let's go. Then read those books, heard those lectures. Negroes, get yourself together. Let's grow. You conscious now. Let's grow. You conscious now. Read those books, heard those lectures. Negroes, get yourself together. Let's grow. You conscious now. Let's grow. You conscious now. Never surrender to the agenda. No homos or transgenders. Go see Cuba for the fix. A Pan-African psychologist. Maybe he can help you find a cure. I'm in Botswana's elegant resort. Beautiful queen, structure gorgeous. A perfect for black male absorption. How much truth comes from the study? If the LGBT fund the study, just asking as in use scholastic skills acquired in higher classes. Open and magnify your glasses.
All right, brothers and sisters. Well, that's it. We finished chopping it up. We love you. We out.
Read those books, heard those lectures. Negroes, get your. Let's grow. You conscious now. Let's grow. You conscious now.
All right. That's how we do it. This is what I found.
Okay.
but it's never used.
Okay. Wow.
This place is a wreck. We gotta do all this to fucking record a show.